KOB4 Night Beat.
Good evening, New Mexico. There's the saying, perception is reality. And sometimes what people perceive is, in fact, the real story.
Yeah, but here in Albuquerque, what the data shows about some of our biggest concerns doesn't exactly match what people tell us they've been experiencing. Over the weekend, Mayor Tim Keller delivered his State of the City address. He touted a drop in crime and also hyped up some new opportunities down the road.
So even if the stats and blueprints back up what he says, are they matching what people are experiencing in the Duke City?
Now, when you put this together, the results show this for the first time in 10 years. Every crime category is finally going down. We've just got to keep going.
But that's something that many people we talked to today have a pretty hard time believing. Our Cassie Foote looked at the data to see if the numbers back up what the mayor just said and if people's experiences fall in line or not. Cassie?
Well, it was kind of a mixed bag of reviews. Stats on the city's website show that, yes, crime is down. So let's take a look at those now. We're going to look at January through June this year compared to that same time frame last year. So in 2024, there were 47 homicides. This year in that same time period, there were 34. So that's a 28% decrease. And when you add up all the cases of aggravated assault, sex crimes, and robbery, those all went down 12%. Now, as far as property crime goes, auto theft is down 40%, residential burglary down 14%, commercial burglary down 24%, shoplifting was even down 15%. We should also point out there were fewer calls for service as well. Some argue that's proof there is less crime, but others say it could mean fewer people are reporting crime. Mayor Tim Keller promoted his success on the crime-fighting front Saturday at his State of the City address.
10 years ago, crime started going up. Our police department was under a DOJ consent decree. Officers were leaving. Pay and morale were at all-time lows. And pay alone was not enough. We actually already did that. The department had to be rebuilt. And we also had to literally rethink how to fight crime.
Mayor Keller says now crime is going down in every category. But do people who live in Albuquerque feel safer?
We live in the war zone, so we see, all the time we hear dead body found here, shooting here. Every night we play that fun game of firework or gunshot, and it's not something that I want to bring my kid up around.
It's very hard to go hang out with friends, and you have to be always on the watch of where you're going, who you are surrounded with.
To me, I look at it this way. Even here on the west side, everybody's worried about crime. Everybody's worried about just making it through the day. To me, it seems like people have started calming down, working it out.
Now we're pulling the number of violent crime cases from the stats that the city has posted on their website, and we're starting with the mayor's first full year in office. So in 2018, Albuquerque saw about 8,000 cases of violent crime. 2019, it was really just about the same. 2020, though, we did see a slight decrease. 2021 went up by about 560 cases. In 2022, another decrease. And we also saw a decrease in 2023 with about 7,500 cases of violent crime in the city. But we do know for the first half of 2024, there were 3,080 cases of violent crime. And for the first half of 2025, that number decreased about 12%, with just about 2,700 cases of violence. The city also has stats for property crime on its website. We'll include them with this story on KOB.com. Tessa, Trevor?
Yeah, I mean, there's the data. It speaks for itself. Now, we just heard as well, data and perception are different. But is the perception of crime impacting our quality of life?
Yeah, I mean, do people enjoy living in Albuquerque? Is there enough to do here? We sent our Monica Logronio to find out the answers. So, Monica, what did people have to say?
Well, Tessa, Trevor, from everyday citizens to mayoral candidates, they say how safe you feel and quality of life go hand in hand. So it really wasn't even a question of if people have enough to do, it's do they feel safe enough to go out and do it.
I just stay home most of the time, though, like I said, because it's just scary to be out there by myself, so.
How is the quality of life in Albuquerque? Feel like there's enough to do? Some say options are out there.
You just have to get out there and find it.
But you need to know where to look.
It's just not as well known. Visit Albuquerque helped a lot in showing me like what there is to do. Hispanic Cultural Center is really cool to check out. Like the Pueblo Cultural Center as well. They have a lot of interesting stuff that go on.
There's a few things to do out here. If you find things, there's a lot of free things to do too. So it just depends on where you're finding your resources.
Other people argue the things available are breaking the bank.
It's just really hard to find things that you can do in the summer without having to spend hundreds of dollars to go to those things. You can come to the mall, but sometimes all you can do is walk around, and you have to look around and make sure that you are safe.
Even then, safety is top of mind.
Do you feel like crime is impacting maybe quality of life in Albuquerque, like enjoying living in Albuquerque?
Yes, because again, you can't go to the store. You have to prove to the security guards that you purchased your items.
During Mayor Keller's State of the City speech, he highlighted the ABQ Biopark, the Summer of Nonviolence program, among others, as positives for our city. I spoke to 4 mayoral candidates today, hoping to unseat him. They had the same sentiments from the folks that you just heard from. They believe quality of life and your perception of safety go hand in hand.
Quality of life is about feeling safe. And if you don't feel safe in a city, there's no quality of life. You're just going day by day looking over your shoulder.
We have some of the best people in the United States living in Albuquerque. And for us to be subject to this amount of crime, yes, of course it ruins our quality of life.
Right, when people don't feel safe going outside, they don't go hang out in public and share the public spaces with other people. And the bonds that make us community break.
Right now everybody's talking negative, but we have several areas of quality of life that we're going to address, but we have to address the emergencies that are happening now. Crime, homeless.
Now, there are 2 other candidates running for mayor that we weren't able to track down today, Daniel Chavez and Darren White, but they did send us statements, and those, of course, will be posted with this story on KOB.com.